Hello again, guys. Welcome. This is audio blog number 8. I'm Chris Watts. I run swindongrounds.com. This is the audio blog I try to keep up. My apologies for doing the last one in text format. I've been feeling a little bit under the weather. I feel much better today, though. So there we go. Obviously, Friday, it was the Easter Bunny Finals, a festival of racing, really. And well done, Hove, first and foremost. Cracking performance from them. Saw them win all three of their the heats that they were involved in. Some really good performances, actually, has to be said. Notably, I think our beg Chris in the sprint. And anyone who knows the sprints knows that you have to trap to get anywhere. But he completely fell out the boxes, but paced up really well. Took advantage of some trouble, admittedly, but scooted clear and scored well. A tip of mine as well. I just picked it by name because there weren't, it was such a difficult race to pick from, really. As far as other tips went, not particularly a brilliant day, it has to be said. I went for a couple of big price ones and a couple of shorties that got picked up. I thought Graiseley Royal was very puppyish on the running. Didn't really know where to go, sort of in or out or wherever. I think to be fair, he would have won, but it was well fancied as well. I believe touched odds on in the ring. So lucky if you were on there, but well done to Nick Colton. He was batting for Oxford in this, but picked up a nice win there. So well done. The other particular performances that took my eye. Well, Ballyocallis was a tip of mine. 4-1. She was. The pup trained down at Poole showed brilliant pace to the bend in the sprint. It was shot through the grades at Poole and was trialled on at Peterborough in view of the Peterborough Puppy Derby. I don't think she got in, but I wouldn't be too worried. I think she's got a big future, just by the pace she showed, really. A tight track like Crayford or Romford she would love. I'd certainly, speaking of Romford, give her a run round there. No problem at all with that. Other performances of note was my nap, Tolna Panda, in the last race. I thought was awesome. To be honest, cracked out, led all the way. 7-4 favourite. I thought 7-4 was a steal. Actually, I will be honest. It's mad price. The one thing that come out of these heats overall is the fact that Swindon got shown up a bit. I will be honest. The way you had to look at these races is that they are basically minor open races with the class of dog that's in there. And let's be honest, it's a step up. Running graded to open class is a big deal, and difficult to get right, especially when you're on this sort of stage. and yeah, we basically got shown up. I thought we were unlucky in a couple. I was very disappointed in Commander Tom. I know I've tipped him now for the third time. I promise I won't again. But I thought when he sort of kicked on and led round the third, I thought, well, that's game over right there. But didn't really show. Too far for him, I must admit, and also too much for an ask, I think, for the pup. Do you know the boys? I know I've been, I big up the pups as much as anybody. I've been tipping up TV trophy winners and all this. At the end of the day, you got to let a pup be a pup, and they've got to improve naturally. And this proved to be a stage too far. Same goes for Matty's mate, really. They're still learning their craft. This is the joy of having a pup. That they are learning, and they'll come on from this, and who knows, in a year's time they may be better than what was beat them. But I must say, well done to everyone that travelled down, for trials especially. Although I must say the ones that ran blind didn't actually fare too badly. I didn't think. I was quite surprised. Swindon is a track that you have to have a look. I think, but no, credit where credit's due, and well done for people that travelled down. I know, speaking to the Sunderland guys, they left at 6 o'clock that morning, which was mad, isn't it, on a day off for most people. But and I must admit, I was at home in the evening thinking, well, they've still got another couple of hours to travel yet. Mental, but well done, and credit to Mr. Linus, it is, who picked up a nice win in the Fanta Joe at 7-1. I know they were on as well, so it was a good day for them. So As for whether it will happen again, obviously it's up to Bags, and if there's a pot of money available, I'm sure they would do something similar. I personally don't think this. Not saying it didn't work, but it didn't have the razzmatazz of the Intertrack or any other real category 2, 3, 1. Mainly, I think because there was so many different tracks, so many different types of dog attending. I think it was one difficult for the odds compilers. I know there was a couple of Rick's Brands of Steel who was massively gambled, proved to be nothing, but and I tipped it up as well. My tip obviously caused the massive gamble, but what I think would work quite well, and again it's something to think about, is doing something like this Easter Bunny, but having like a graded derby type thing. But doing it in regions, like the Intertrack is in its initial stages, because it is a long way to travel for these trainers. I mean, the guys from Newcastle, Sunderland, Yarmouth, those ways, got 4 or 5 hour journeys in front of them, and you've got to think it's not like travelling in a car. You've got a dog with you. Travelling from Sunderland, you've got to think about a couple of breaks along the way, that sort of thing. It's a lot to do. And for what realistically they're running for £75. Which is it's nice to think about, and fair enough if you can win, kudos. It's brilliant. But I just think doing it in regions. You can also have like 3 mini finals, and if from then you want to have a grand final, then have one. You can have one at a neutral venue then. But I think doing it in regions would work a lot better for the trainers involved, because they can have more runners. You've got to think if there's like 6 tracks each, you've got to think the tracks have 3 runners in each thing, so I mean they can have plenty of dogs running, rather than it's like guys like Sunderland having a different trainer in each. Because you got to think if each different trainer, they've still got to send a representative of their kennel, so they're not saving anything by all travelling together really, because they've all got to get there. But there we go. But moving on, Wednesday we have one open race. It's an interesting one. It's the William Hill Greyhound Derby Trial Stakes. The way this works is if you win the Open, you get £100, but you also get free entry to the Greyhound Derby. That's worth £250 in itself. Certainly worth going for if you have a Derby prospect. I don't mean to sound harsh, but there's a couple of dogs in it that, let's be honest, aren't going to win the Derby. These never really feel too well. They're a nice idea, don't get me wrong, but the ones that I've seen, there was a couple last year at Wimbledon and Bellevue and a couple of other places that, I'll be honest, were filled with graders. But again, good for the connections involved, but I just, it's a nice idea, but I don't think in practice it works. But the race in itself, the way I read it, the bottom Tato really hasn't got much of a chance. As Pete Ruddock's runner from Poole, Kevin Hunton's got Kelsey's Prince in track 5. I think 480 is miles too short. This is quite obviously a blowout for him. He needs 6 bends. ASAP really. You got to think all the good 6-bend competitions are coming up, like the Regency and the Sunderland Grand Prix, are all around the summer months. So really, you want to get over 6 bends as soon as possible. Quick note, I must say, well done to Ding Hero, by the way, at Romford, winning the Maiden Stairs final in a very good time as well. I thought when he stepped up, I thought this is going to be Ding now. This is going to be the real deal, and he's justified. He's pretty impressive over that 5.75. I still want to see him 6.30 Monmouth. I really think it'd be worth that little extra, because he stays. Sounds daft. He stays on 5.75. Wow, it don't take much to stay on 5.75. I think I could stay 5.75 Romford, but no. Hopefully he can go on from there. But it's open Wednesday. Felix Messi obviously got potential in track 4 for Matty Dartnell. Farlow Luigi in 3. He's got some half decent form on his card. A 28-30 odd Hall Green, and a couple of other half decent times. Have been off the ball a little bit for Kim Billingham in the past couple of months, but can still come on. Track 2, Sorbet Sensation is the class dog of the race. For Mr. Hunt from Perry Bar. Sorry, I don't know your first name. I do like to try and do things on first name, but good dog, but when he gets into trouble, that's it. Game over. Really. Again, this is a dog. He's only a Feb 10. I believe he's out of Sherry's No Joke or something like that. He's related to a couple of the Phil Simmons dogs, Trevor Hugo, that sort of thing. Can come on, and I think for a 6-pen trip, needs to go further as well. Ideally, you'd want 509 around here. And hopefully Golden Trap 1. This is an impressive runner for Quentin Bevan. I quite like this dog. It's out of, I believe, out of Wee Amy, who's thrown some out-decent stuff, I believe, with Cahill. Some of the Guinness dogs, I believe, something like that. Regular 28 runner, 480 Swindon. Interesting runner to the pickup. If ever you've watched her, it's hysterical. Because she crosses the line. She must know where the line is. It's got to, because gets to halfway to the pickup, stops and comes back the other way. Brilliant. Really good. And you know that she's going to do it. And that she just ducks and dives around everybody trying to catch her. Brilliant. But my pick to win this Open is hopefully Gold at a good price. Consistent runner. That's all you want. And got the rails pitch as well. Should get a clear under the bend. Job done. But then the way my tipping's going, I wouldn't listen to a thing I've just said. So there we go. Looking forward then, obviously we're on the road to the produce stakes-ish, really. Between the produce, I'm going to be doing some blogs about the graded meetings we've got. Just giving a few heads-ups about this and that, really. Another thing to talk about is the pups blog that I put up a couple of weeks ago. Just an update, basically, on how they're doing. Very well is the answer. The Swift Jade pups, first of all. Gemstone Jack recently posted a 29-20 odd run, same as Ring the Alarm, who I thought actually went a lot quicker than what the going suggested on Monday. They're firing really well at the moment, and with the produce coming up, this is the time that you want to be sort of starting to hit your peak a bit as a puppy. You've got to remember they're September 10s, so to be doing those sort of times are pretty special. Again, as I've said about slow-way run-on dogs, though, they need to get through a wall of dogs. But fortunately, I think they've got that track craft that it's getting there to the point where they can dodge about the dodge about. That's the wrong word to say. They can duck and dive in between the runners to get a pitch in front. I do think they're very green, however. I will say that. But it's not a problem with that. They've got learning to do, which is what they're doing on the track. It's absolutely fine. The McDowell pups as well, the Sofum, the puppies, are coming on really well. Brizzle Blue trolled 28.84 the other week, and ran A1 the other night very well. They're all coming on. They're all getting there. My one to follow, my three to follow are Gemstone Jack, Brizzle Blue, and To Seal. They're the three I really like. They're the three I'm definitely keeping my eye on. But there we go. So fingers crossed to the owners of them, obviously. That wraps up this blog. I hope to do a blog hopefully before the weekend, possibly about the weekend card or the Monday card. But up until then, happy punting and thank you for watching. And see you when I see you. If you want to post any questions, you can email swindongreyhound@gmail.com. You can tweet me at Swindon Racing, or you can find us on Facebook, or talk to me at the track. You know what I look like now. So yeah. So happy punting, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.